What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla spying video, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar, at least for today, not to mention more news about Tesla that came out. Before I break into detail most information, before I talk about what's going on with Tesla stock, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And then don't forget about the Moomoo link. The offer ends very soon. Deposit $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Put in $1,000 and you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks. All right, so for Tesla right here, you guys can see that this thing was attempting to rebound just a little bit, but overall, guys, it is starting to downtrend just a bit. We have to see if Tesla can try to get back above 172 or not, but overall, as long as we're below 172, we're not going to be in the best of places. Now, as a reminder, we do have some data coming out, so watch for some volatility at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have more data. We have the 52-week bill auction coming out at 11:30. Then at 1 p.m., we have the 20-year bond auction. So all these auctions come out at 11:30 and 1 p.m. And we'll see how things go for today. But then going into Wednesday, which is going to be tomorrow, we have even more data with the FOMC meeting, the economic projections, not to mention new things with Jerome Powell speaking. So we'll have to see how things go. But I just wanted to give you guys a warning about all of this. Now, as far as Tesla goes, we had some negative news that came out. Tesla saw only about 12,300 registrations in China as the export fleet clears out at the Shanghai ports. And this is actually a big change right now because from March 11th through the 17th is quite a distance away from the Chinese New Year. So that happened a while back. And with the Lunar New Year kind of like out of the picture now, you can see their sales are still a little bit down. We're actually down 6.8% compared to the previous week from March 4th through the 10th. We actually have more data to go over, so I'm going to be really quick with this. You guys can see their overall Chinese insurance data is showing a slight decline right now during this particular week. It's not as bad as what we've seen in Q3 of 2023, but it's a lot lower than other periods back around 2023. So it's not the best of things. Right here, where this purple line is, we're actually a lot below the overall cumulative trend right here. So for the year, Tesla's sales in China are actually a little bit lower than what we want them to be. We would have been hoping for a much higher numbers, but we're actually below trend right here. So it's not the best of signs for Tesla. On top of this, when you look at these cycles, there tend to be a lot of cycles when we get our data over time. Yes, I would say that the Lunar New Year celebration, it did play somewhat of a role in the declines. But when you look at it, we're already like in mid-March, and Tesla's still kind of like below this trend right here. So you guys can see these red lines are well below what we've seen for the last 4 weeks compared to the previous years. So, not the best of news for Tesla. We were hoping for stronger deliveries. We're not there yet, but there is hope for us to do a lot better in summer. It's not the end of the world. We're off to not the best start for the year, but we'll see how things go. And in total, deliveries are still not extremely bad. They're so far, but typically you want to see a lot of growth in a company like Tesla. So that's why it's not the best. The quarter is actually down 25% quarter over quarter for Tesla. Year to date is down about 3.9%, but quarter over quarter doesn't make a whole lot of sense because that was like we're comparing it to stronger sales numbers, at least during Q4. So it doesn't make too much sense to talk about that. I'm also seeing a lot of headlines about Elon Musk basically suggesting that his use of certain prescription drugs, was necessary for investors because it's helping him do what's necessary for the company. I personally feel like as long as everything that Musk is doing is like legal, as long as it's prescribed, as long as he's doing his job and he's improving Tesla and doing whatever is necessary, then I'm completely okay with it. I want the best for his own health, and this is necessary for investors and the future. But as far as Elon Musk goes, as long as he doesn't cross too many lines, I mean, that's very subjective, but it is what it is. Things are going to be fine, so I'm not really too worried about this, although it's making all these headlines. Anyways, talking about the charts, Tesla dropped quite a bit. We were talking about this drop that was coming. We came all the way down to about 167, and now we're trying to rebound just a bit. But if you look at the 5 minutes time frame, like right over here, you guys can see that on the 5 minutes, Tesla has been testing resistance at the 250 EMAs. We have support at 170 flats, and we have resistance at 171.5 around that area. So that's going to be acting as our resistance. And we're going to be watching to see how Tesla reacts to that. So 171.5 to 172. If we break 172, we could turn bullish and break all the way up to about 174 again. If we're bearish, you want to see it just continuing to close below 170. And overall, I think that Tesla is going to try to push a little bit thanks to the market, but then it's going to remain kind of choppy as well. So we'll have to see how Tesla does. But I just want to say that it's very important to watch these moves, watch the price action, see how things perpetuate. And overall, I would say that Tesla's kind of just stagnating right here and may just continue to trade sideways within this range. So I'm not really seeing a whole lot. Moving forward, FOMC is going to be a big factor affecting the markets. As far as SPY goes, it is trying to rebound just a bit when we watch resistance at 512.5. We're very close to our 5 minutes 200 EMA. As of right now, SPY is trying to push, but make sure you watch resistance at this 512.5 area. If we do break that, I could see a push into the 513.5 area. But overall, guys, I'm not expecting it to be a crazy, crazy move. It might just slowly make its way, inch its way higher before it comes back down again. So I'm going to be looking for a pop and then a drop eventually. Let's just see if we could break 512.5 for now. If we do, we could push higher and then come back down. Watch 511.7, not to mention 510's critical supports. SPY could try to push a little bit higher, then make its way back down. So watch for that, at least for the time being. Onto the QQQ, I'm seeing something very similar. This thing was dropping quite a bit. Now it's trying to rebound a little bit. We're going to be watching 435. If we do continue to push through this, we'll be looking for a push for 436 and eventually this yellow trend line, very close to this 436.5 area. For support, you're going to be watching 435, and then we have 434 below that, and then 433.5 and 432. I would say that for the QQQ, could push a little bit more and maybe make an attempt to go a little higher than come back down. But I think this is more range bound than SPY, so I'm seeing a bigger range on this. And this is heavily dictated by stocks like Nvidia, so I'm not really expecting too much volatility for now until Powell gives his speech. But for Nvidia is showing a little bit of life. It is slowly making its way up towards 872 to 877. If we do break this, watch 885. I think it has some potential to try to bounce a little bit, but it may be very, very slow and very lackluster. So it's not going to be that crazy. But I could see it try to get back above 872, very, very slowly inching its way up. I don't think Nvidia is that strong, but I do think that this could help the QQQ a little bit. And then for Aapl, I mean, this thing is just kind of shuffling at 175. I think it may just continue to do so for the rest of the day. It may pop a little bit more. We could even reach this 174, 175.75. We have support at 174. It might push a little bit and just continue to trade within the range. But that's all I'm seeing on the charts for now, guys. Aapl is showing some life. As far as Tesla goes, there's one more thing I want to point out. Someone did call out that there is a potential cup and handle like structure developing on Tesla. I think it's a possibility, but the thing is, we won't know for sure until we hear what happens with FOMC. So instead of assuming this, we have to just wait and see how things go. But with that being said, we'll see what happens with FOMC for tomorrow. For the time being, Tesla is trying to push a little bit, but it is more range bound. And then I'll just be very patient watching resistance. It's not the most fun to trade. SPY is showing a bit more strength, so we'll see how things go. And with that being said, I just want to thank you all so much for listening. All right, so have a great day, guys. I'll be back in just a couple of hours. Take care. Do what you have to do and do what's best for your own portfolios. Thank you for listening. Tesla in the market to the moon because the long term is still very bright. And peace out.